All right, guys, welcome to our jackpot call of the night. It is February 19th. Congratulations for committing to be on, especially if you had a 3 or 4 day weekend and are maybe wrapping up that time off with your families. And tonight we wanted to touch on time blocking and your daily method of operation. And I think really in following the team call tonight and hearing such great tips from such busy teammates and how they're managing it and building such huge, strong customer bases. I don't know about you, but I found it very inspiring to hear how they're making it work. And we really just wanted to open the floor up tonight as we kind of talk about it to, lean into each other and see what's working for you. Maybe to share some tips amongst ourselves and then be able to answer any questions you have as well around, kind of how to make it work. Because as we know in the beginning, as we're going for our VF, it's just really fun, right? It's just all fun and you're just really excited and you're kind of ignorance on fire and you want to tell everybody about it. And then you get to this space where you're ready to rock and roll and qualify your business. And that might look a little bit different. There just may be that next extra level of effort that it takes to get to this next level. And that being said, then that can look like where we really start to consider the consistency of our efforts. Not that it necessarily means we suddenly have to put in 3 or 4 hours a day into our business, but what does that daily commitment in terms of our DMO is what the acronym is, but that stands for Daily Method of Operations. What does our DMO look like that's going to help us to get to that next step? If you've looked in Mission Driven Model before, if you've looked at the DMO document that's in there, you'll see what we refer to as the 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 that has been passed down by V. Wendy Campbell. What that DMO looks like is to reach out to 2 new people every day, follow up with 2 people every day, touch base with 2 current customers every day, and touch base with 2 team members every day. One thing in the beginning, though, is you might not have that many customers or teammates that you feel like, oh, I could totally follow up with 2 of each of those every day. So maybe that doesn't look like that. Maybe that looks like front loading it and reaching out to 4 new people every day and following up with 2, and then touching base with a couple customers here and there as well as your teammates. Or if you feel like that seems like a lot, well, then what does that look like for you? And really having your goals for your business drive your calendar. What your goals are long term, what your goals are for the month. What does that then break down to on a weekly basis and then a daily basis in terms of what you're ready to commit to? One thing I loved that they shared in the call was around social media, and that is, a really great tool, a really important tool to use. So some of us who, are really into the social media end of things, that might be a commitment on your DMO, that you're going to get your post out every day. And just holding yourself accountable by documenting that, yep, check off the box, you got your post in for the day. So just kind of all those different things around what that looks like. And then what the concept is around time blocking, what that means is, again, whatever level of commitment you can give your business on a daily basis based on your goals, what amount of time is that? Is that 45 minutes? Is it an hour? Is it 30 minutes? Is it 15 minutes a day? And whatever amount of time that is that you're willing to commit to your business to achieve the goals you want to set, then when do you do that? What does the time frame look like when and where in your day to give yourself that stolen moment to commit to, no distractions, you're locked in your closet. I have had DMO day in my closet before when I was working. And, what does that look like where okay, this is when I know I can commit to this. So all that being said, I just want to open it up and hear from you guys kind of what's working. If there's any questions you have that Jamie or Karen and I can help answer as well, and just really kind of vet through this, because I definitely felt like after VF, when I was ready to get to this next step, this is when I really had to take that into consideration as I was trying to stretch myself a little bit more.
I'll talk. Can I talk?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm just sitting here thinking, and something that works for me, that I know at the times in my business when I've been the most successful is, like Megan said, it's making a plan, but it's being very specific. So for example, for me, I still work, I still go to my job, and I'm a single mom, and like life can get so crazy. And literally, like she said, like I do my business in stolen moments, but those stolen moments come and go in a flash. Like for example, I'm a physical therapist, right? And I might have, this is a true story, I might have a patient come in, and like they have a 9 o'clock appointment, and they're like, I need to use the bathroom or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And so they go to the bathroom, and in my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got 5 minutes. Like literally, this happens to me throughout the day. I'll get 5 or 10 minutes here and there. Now, if in that moment I had to think, okay, what could I do in that 5 minutes? Like if I have to think about it, I can't get anything done because the time has come and went. But if I have it written down and I have it with me all the time, do you know how many people I can reply to in 5 minutes on my phone? Like fast. Like I have become the queen of just mastering those little time slots. And but if I don't know what I'm doing, then I'm like, okay, now wait, who did I need to call, message? So I have a plan. Like I know who I need to follow up with, who I want to reach out to. And then I also know that organically throughout the week, things are going to happen. I'm going to run into somebody that I didn't think about, or a conversation's going to happen, or somebody's going to refer me someone or whatever. So things happen that I haven't planned for, which is always fun. But it's the planned stuff that I can really do. So like for me, I actually have learned to do it in 2-week blocks, because every other Sunday night I don't have my children. And it's a great time for me. And I do 2 weeks at a time. Like, what does my 2-week plan look like? And I'm flexible. I know things are going to change and things are going to happen, but I really like that works for me. So you got to figure out what works in your own life, because doing it, maybe the same way somebody else does it is not going to work for me. And so you got to figure out what is going to work for you, and then just do that. There's no right or wrong way. And I've really become clear about that, because if I try to make my schedule work into the way somebody else does their, like maybe the way Karen does her business, mine's not going to work that way. Mine works different, and it's okay. So just have fun with it and enjoy it. That's the main thing.
Awesome, Jamie. That's a great tip in terms of getting that weekly planning out in advance.
Yeah.
Something I started doing recently is using my lunchtime to make contacts and check my virtual office daily, so that way I'm at least seeing which orders are about to go out and contact those customers also. So I feel like I'm actually being more consistent with it now. So
Awesome.
you're too noisy.
Thanks for
I
sharing.
use my plan period. So something that I do is I use I have like a 44-minute block of a plan period as an educator, because I'm a teacher. And I use that as, I break it down and I try to do like 10 or 15 minutes of just seeing what my everyday daily method of operation is that I need to do. And I check in on my customers, and I'll shoot out a few text messages then. And then after school, when I get home, I'll shoot some more like text message out or do something on social media to try to help with that too. So that's where I kind of sneak those little moments in.
Awesome.
I think everybody needs to do things in stolen moments, because at this point in our businesses, we are not enough to where we can actually leave our current jobs. So I think that that's the big thing. We've got to figure out how to make this doable for us. And I know what's really helped me, and when I can keep a visual of where I'm at with my business too, I have, instead of doing the Post-its, I have like a dry erase board that I put all of my orders on. And so that gives me a visual of where I'm at for how many actual customers that I have. And then, you know, if I have customers that I know have pushed back their orders a couple times, then I need to know that that might be a questionable customer. So I'll put a kind of a question on that order. That might be one that may fall off for some reason. So then I start going after more to keep my business to that qualified state. That has helped me, that dry erase board, really a lot, or however you're doing that. So you really know where you need to go and where your focus needs to be. If that's getting customer, bringing on team. But I also went out and got a planner, and I actually block out my days of, you know, okay, these are the people for the week that I know that I want to get in contact with. So same thing that Jamie was talking about, like she does hers in 2 weeks. I just kind of sit down always on Sundays and figure out where I'm going for my week. And then, you know, if I'm having a lunch with somebody, I'll put everything in there. I'll put my calls in there. And then that is my time where, you know, I know that I'm going to commit to my business. And, you know, I'm a full-time pharmacist working. So some days I work 13 hours. I know I can't really get anything done on that day, but I might be able to shoot a quick post that day. And in my planner, I'm also putting what kind of post that I did that day. And, you know, then don't forget that you can go and chase those likes too. So that's what I'm doing. If I get to sit down and eat my lunch or something, I may message someone, you know, during those stolen moments of the day, chasing those likes on those posts, you know, and I just put in there, like if it was a business post I did or a personal post about my family life, and I just try to keep mixing that up. So that's kind of what I did. And I've actually got my business qualified and feel really good about that. My focus is bringing on team now. So that's what I just need to be more bold. So that's what I'm working on.
Awesome, Julie. Thanks for sharing. You know, it's another thing that I think can sometimes help is, you know, planning it on the front end, but also documenting as you go, you know, and writing down then after the conversation who you talked to, or at the end of the day, you know, what went well for that day. So that then as, you know, we get towards the end of the month and we're reflecting on, okay, for the month, you know, was it that I wanted a royal crown? You know, I had a certain set number of orders I was looking for. Well, then going back and reflecting then, does my DMO, does my activity reflect that of which would get me to that goal? Or when I look back on it, do I go, oh yeah, I kind of didn't actually get it squeezed in. I thought I was working my business, but when I actually put it down on paper, was it there? Were the outreaches there? You know, was I getting into those conversations every day to achieve that goal that I was looking for? So I think that planning on the front end can help clear that way for you. But I think reflecting sometimes on the back end too can just kind of open our eyes to being really accountable to the activity we were wanting to put out there. This is really good sharing, guys. What else we got?
I'd love to hear from Julie when she says chasing those likes. Just an example of what she's doing. Is she being direct, jumping straight to the Juice Plus, or is she just starting a conversation?
Depends on what those likes are. So, you know, we had a Action Academy sleepover this week. And, you know, we had a great time, by the way. I would highly recommend doing that. It was so much fun, so inspiring. But anyway, it was just a fun post that, you know, we were sharing about our girl times and our girl gang and our tribe and things like that. And, you know, like I've got one lady that I'm a pharmacist and she's one of my customers and I really can't reach out to her, but, you know, she liked that post. And so, you know, now I've got something that I can really kind of talk with her about. So I'm just taking, and she put on there something about like, it just looks like so much fun. And I put on there, yes, it's so fun to be a kid again. Cause you know, I mean, I'm 55 and, you know, going to a sleepover. So it's just a conversation starter. So whatever it is you're posting about, you've got to know when the right time is. Sometimes you need to build those relationships. I would definitely not go, oh yeah, we're all doing Juice Plus, and would you like to join? You know, that's definitely not the way you want to approach that. And I think that you can look at those the things that are coming up on your likes. And you know, I've said, hey, yeah, we're having so much fun. You should maybe come along. You know, we're going to do this again. You know, whatever it is they're liking. If it's definitely something that I've posted about the Juice Plus, then yes, I would say, hey, are you interested in starting a health journey? And I know Megan has in our team page some verbiages in there for chasing likes. I'm not sure what you guys have on the Empire side with that, but we have some great verbiages, and I know that those have to be in there. Maybe Jamie or Karen could answer where they're at on your team page.
Yeah, so one of the Julie's absolutely right. Totally based on what your post is. But if you can commit to it, I would chase your likes on every post. And what that looks like is just getting into a personal conversation with anyone who not only comments on your post, but hits that heart emoji like button. And if it's something personal, just hey, how are you? You just popped up on my wall. Haven't, talked to you in forever. What's going on? Because then that's going to bump up your other, not just personal post on their wall. Facebook's going to see you interacting with them more, and then they're going to see your post more often. But if it is a product direct call, kind of like Julie said, I would first just thank them. So, hey, Sarah, I just saw that you liked my post about, I don't know, those Juice Plus complete balls. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Is healthy living something that resonates with you? If so, I'd love to share more. There's something about that resonates that's just known to be more attracting to people, versus saying like, I don't know, like Julie said, just being like, do you want to know more about my Juice Plus stuff? Is healthy living something that resonates with you? That almost that same kind of thing of, would you be open to watching a video if I sent one over versus would you be interested? It just comes across the ear a little bit more open. And then same thing with the business. I think, how Julie said around just that we're having a lot of fun. Would love for you to join in with us sometime if you would be open to it. Just that kind of thing. But otherwise, if it's personal, just, kind of conversational. How have you been? That kind of thing. But if you can chase all of your likes, it'll just generate additional conversation, but it will also bump you up on their wall. So they'll see you more often.
Yeah, that was really helpful. Some of the things I've been doing, I'm definitely a big list person, and I have my 2 little kids, and I'm a nurse, and so it's definitely all about stolen moments for me. And when I have those few minutes, again, looking at my to-do list, prioritizing is huge. I've always got to prioritize. It's just thrown in there with everything for me right now. Life stuff, family stuff, Juice Plus stuff. It's all on the same list right now. But for me, Juice Plus is one of my priorities. It's obviously not the top one, but it is a priority. So trying to sneak that in. I have been on a health journey, so sharing that journey on social media, I think, has been huge. And we've kind of got a buddy system. Michelle and I, it's her Zumba class, and I kind of co-teach with her or substitute for her. So all the Zumba girls have seen that journey and the weight loss and everything. And we've brought the shred program to our class and have a lot of shredders within our Zumba class. So that's been really cool.
Cool.
And then events. I really like the events, the learning ones. That's something that I get excited about, so I can easily share those, the ones that I'm able to commit to. So I try to invite big for those.
Very cool.
I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips too. I hear you guys saying stolen moments, but at the same time, I also hear the words over and over again, focus and commitment. And, I really love the word productive, because you can be productive for 5 minutes and get a lot done in your business, or you can scroll through Facebook all day and really have achieved nothing. Like, I think about when I'm dragging all 3 of my children to Walmart with me, how long it takes versus if I can go in by myself. Like the other day, I was like, I went to Target and I bought one thing, woohoo! Like, that doesn't happen, right? So, really, like Megan's saying, you can chase those likes, or like Julie said, you can chase those likes, but be really diligent about the time you spend on social media. Set a timer. Hey, I'm going to do this for 10 minutes and I'm going to move on, because I tell people all the time that I do 90% of my business off Facebook, but very, very unlikely that I'm closing a sale on Facebook, because I use Facebook as a way to book coffee dates and lunches and whatever. And the other thing is being seen in your community. I think that's really important. So you're talking about those events, Jesse. My house has always been known as the party house. Sleepover, yeah, people would say, yeah, that would happen at Karen Richards' house. When I started, Jamie Mercer's my sponsor, she told me, you should have a wine and wellness once a month. And I was like, I'm in, let's do it. So once a month, I hosted an event once a month. There's so many people in our business, I think, that don't even do that. So by the fact that I was committed doing that, people would be like, you're only doing it that one date? I'm like, that's it. And they would show up. And so that would give me like 15 ladies that I had the next 30 days to follow up with, in those moments where I had 30-minute luncheon and, maybe I could make 2 quick phone calls in that time. So it's not that you need mass amount of times. I get it, because a lot of you are working. I know Jamie still works full time, and many of you probably do. And I look at my own schedule and it's like, I don't have a job that's typical anymore, but I work. I really do. And I still have to fit my Juice Plus stuff around that schedule and, things I volunteer at, or my health coaching practice. I run some social media accounts for people. And so in doing that, I really got to talking to Brandy today. And it's like, I think it's really the times I saw the most momentum in my business is when I had a lot of things going on. So I had to be really diligent about my schedule. And I'm a huge believer in a paper planner. I'm the most techie person you will meet. But Sharon Rankin told me to go back to a paper planner, and I did, because for the exact same reasons Megan just talked about, I can open up my planner and I can look back to last July and see that I went to lunch with so-and-so and go, you know what? I don't know if I ever followed up with that person. So I have my paper planners. I have my passion planners from the last 5 years. And that's really, I truly believe that was a huge part of my getting to National Marketing Director, is having it on paper. It's not that I don't have appointments on my phone, but I can't have my phone dinging at me. All these people that have, like, I never hear ever. I do not hear a Voxer ding. I do not hear a Facebook Messenger. I have, like, my phone's silenced at all times. It does not run my life. So just know that, you can be productive and you can chase likes, but don't hang out on Facebook all day. Be really diligent about the time that you spend, because you do want that quality time with your family. That's the whole point, supposedly, most of us doing this business, is so we can build a flex schedule to live the life we want. And so we don't want your schedule to control you. If you plan a little bit every week or every 2 weeks, like Jamie does, you control your schedule and it doesn't control you. And you can get a lot done, a lot of productivity in your business.
Yep. Well, and I think even just that, really using your social media as a business tool, as opposed to kind of squandering through it and not being really sure where to go with it, doing those activities in there that are going to help to drive your business and create discussion.
Yeah. And don't, if someone doesn't like your post, it does not mean they are not watching you. I think about my largest line in my team, and she never liked one of my posts. As a matter of fact, when she asked me for samples, she hid from me that day I delivered them. So, true story.
Love it.
I was just going to share, that's one thing that I've been struggling with lately is just treating the business as a business and not just, hoping it'll do it on its own. But kind of going along with what Julie does, I have a marker board as well on my wall that instead of like printing out the DMO, I write it on that. And it just, I don't know, it just makes it easier for me. But the thing is, I just need to set down that time to do it.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, I think it's great you recognize that, Amber. I've been saying that to a lot of people lately. If your best friend came to town, you would make 15 minutes for them. So just do that for your business. It doesn't have to be a lot. And I think that's where people get overwhelmed. Like, oh, what can I do in my business today? Make one contact a day. And once you've created a good habit, then you can add more. But, I think people sometimes have this intention and they're like, I'm going to contact 5 people today. And then a week goes by and they haven't done it. So they feel like, they failed and they don't try. So, give yourself small wins wherever you can.
Yep. Yeah. And ideally, your DMO happening daily is ideal. But that also doesn't mean if you get to Thursday and you still haven't touched it, that you can't catch up. You can send out then 10 messages. If your goal was 10 a week and you were going to do 2 a day, Monday through Friday, and you got to Thursday and you haven't done any, well then, backload. And that's okay too. I wouldn't plan it to be that way, but if you get in that situation, then that's okay too. Awesome. Anybody got anything else? All right.
Trios from last week. I know we did not get a homework thread posted in there, and I saw one person put it in. I think it was Amber, matter of fact, put hers in there. Didn't everybody figure out their trios that they needed in order to hit qualified? Jesse's going no. Anybody else? No? Let's really do that then. You're a week away. This is a short month. So let's look at that and let's get that posted.
All right, guys. We don't have anything else. We are about 35 after, so we can go ahead and hop off. And as Karen said, finish out these last 10, 12 days or so strong. And looking forward to seeing some of you graduate.
Yay. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Good night.